The Penguin was a well-executed series. I think everyone should watch, and other companies need to really take note. I'm speaking to you, Marvel. Hey, what's up, Nerd fam? This is your boy, Gashawn. I want to welcome you to Enter the Nerd. Now, this is a bit late, but better late than never, and there's a lot of people who still haven't watched this series. We're talking about The Penguin on HBO Max. This is set in the same world as The Batman by Matt Reeves, with Robert Pattinson starring, obviously, and Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman in that. This series was excellent. It's another one of those series that I'd say get as close to perfect as humanly possible when it comes to executing exactly what you're supposed to do. Now, do I have a particular criticism of it? Really just one. Honestly, and that's a really good thing. Really just one. And that was, spoiler alert, by the way. Spoiler alerts for people who haven't watched it, right? But if you have watched it, feel free to stay. When it comes to the lack of mentioning of Batman, all the way up until the end, it doesn't make sense considering what Batman was doing. Especially with Penguin, how they wouldn't have mentioned, like, damn, where's that Bat dude? Like, you know, he flipped over my fucking car I was in. Like, he was scared of him, right? And other people, all these gangsters, would be worried. They should be talking about him, like, yo, where's the Bat? Like, we gotta... That was weird to me, considering the context of everything. Considering everything that happened with the flood, that was strange. Now, at the end, they show the bat signal. Makes a lot of sense. But I think that it was weird to not have him mentioned. Nobody, he didn't have to show up, but more people should have been concerned, especially these crime families who they know that he would be around for. Besides that, getting into Colin Farrell's portrayal of Penguin. Honestly, he was the artist underneath the art because those prosthetics were absolutely amazing. I heard he was crazy sweating underneath that thing, and he still turned out an excellent performance with great mannerisms. I love it. I loved it. I loved it. Now, what I love that Matt Reeves did in this was, at first, he tried to make Penguin endearing. And a lot of people who watched it were like, damn, like, oh, he just got, you know, he's just getting like the bad end of the stick on life and stuff. And slowly, he's peeling back the layers, and it's like the director is saying, no, he's a piece of shit, guys. He's not. And I love that because a lot of people, when they write these series or movies, whatever, they are scared to make a truly fucked up villain, one that is not necessarily relatable or, oh, hey, he's just a villain to some people, but, you know, he's kind of a champion for the, you know, there's so many different examples from so many different movies where he's not 100% villain. This guy is a villain, and you see it within this show, whether it's what he did with his brothers, whether it's what he does to Victor at the end, whether it's what he does to Sophia. He is extremely self-serving. It's all to get to his cause. He doesn't give a shit. He uses everybody. This is not a good person. It doesn't matter if you like how he talks. It doesn't matter if you think he's a little bit funny. He is a villain, and there's no ifs and buts about it, and I love that they do this. There are a lot of strong supporting characters. Victor was tragic, and that's what made this whole cementing as a villain, because this dude, Victor, could have left with his girl, but he really felt he was getting a second try with the Penguin. And he doesn't leave, and then he gets strangled, right? And then when we see what happens with Sophia, oh boy, excellent character, excellent portrayal. And we understand her kind of descent into real madness, how gradual it was, because, you know, she was someone who who had a weird thing with her father. And then her father does the deepest betrayal because he is complicit in setting her up for murder. It's not like this dude, Oswald, there you go, Oz, I'm forgetting his name. Yes. Why it's like he just came up with that idea, like, by himself, and then decided to do it without her father knowing. The dad was okay with it, making her look crazy, making her look like a serial killer. And eventually she came out pretty crazy. and you understand why. Now, is she still a villain? Yes, she's still a bad person. Do you understand how she got that way? Yes, but more than one thing can be true. And the thing is, they don't mince words here. They don't pretend that these people are not those kind of people. And I love that about this series. And it can just be a one and done. It does not have to have a season 2. The next time we see Penguin, it could be in the next Catwoman series or the Commissioner Gordon series or the next Batman. We don't have to do a season 2. This was just a one and done about how he gets to the current point of whatever he is, and we understand exactly what kind of villain. That's it. A lot of other people, let's just talk about the MCU, that's the elephant in the room. They have a whole bunch of series right now that are meant to be 2 and 3 seasons and stuff like that. And it's not necessary for some of these characters. Just have one season and then put them in the films and have them jump in there. But a lot of it is just for the what's next. Like, you know, this season is not really for this. It's just set up the next thing. To set up the next thing. To set up the next thing. This series had its purpose. And the purpose was to service the characters. And it actually expands the universe. Because once again, you see Batman at the end. It connects everything back. Catwoman is writing to her half-sister. So that it did everything honestly perfectly as far as executing its connection and bringing everything full circle. A lot of times these shows, unfortunately in the MCU, even though they have tons of material to work with, they are so busy. They seem so siloed off from the main thing. Now, mind you, Matt Reeves has the benefit of working within his own universe. He doesn't necessarily have to worry about what James Gunn is doing. He just has his own pocket, which is an added benefit. I want to say that he doesn't have to really worry about anybody else. But it doesn't mean that in any of the other places, because let's just say it's not MCU. Universal could do something, stuff with Sony, all that. They can do whatever characters they want. They can still execute this correctly. We don't have to have this weird villain verse in Sony where they're taking Spider-Man villains and putting them by themselves and they're like a shell. We don't necessarily have to have stuff like that either when it comes to movies, but that's a whole other video. Let me not do that. Regardless, The Penguin is an excellent series. You need to watch it, and I hope that if they do any other character series, they execute it just as well. And everyone should be looking at this as a template, like, wow, we should have a central point, tell a central story, and after that, catapult this character into the main universe. We don't need to necessarily have a season 2. That's really all I gotta say. Let me know, what did you think about The Penguin? What did you love about it? What did you hate about it? Let's talk about it in the comments. And to the nerd.